Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Rytan RY36 quickset cylinder removal tool. This is the fanciest pickle fork there is. And I say pickle fork because the tool that you would get from Kwikset is literally called a pickle fork. It's a whole lot bigger than a real pickle fork, but nonetheless, a pickle fork does the job of permitting you to remove the spindle and then pop the knob off. This is indeed a more elegant solution to do that, because generally what happens with the Kwikset pickle fork, if you are not experienced, like you've not broken 5 of them before you really learned how to do it the way without damaging the hardware, is that you can damage the hardware using the pickle fork when you're new to it. But there's, once you figure out how to do it, it's no problem. This is a Kwikset design. And I won't illustrate the tool, but I'm going to walk you through as far as I can, because that tool is going to a customer. You do have to remove the spindle, and there is, in the installation instructions below this video, referred to as the retainer. Well, that's this little guy right here, right there. And when I put my little guy in there, you can see how it will come back. Okay, and that's a spring that's in there. Okay, I've kind of got my tool blocked in there, and when I pull it out, it's no longer depressed. There we go. You can see I'm pushing it down. I don't believe I had it pushed down first. Well, when that retainer is pushed down, I can then pull the spindle out. In order to do so, what you'll do is take the end of the pickle fork and stick it in there and get it straight, and it'll literally just then fall out. Once that's out, you have access to stick the RY36 into there, and you get that tool pushed in there. And what happens is the back of the Kwikset cylinder. The Kwikset cylinder is a cylinder, except that it has its entire face, and it has 2 retaining springs that come out and grab onto the inside features of the knob. Well, when you install the RY56 and you push, what you're doing is basically telling those 2 springs, I'm going to bend you back to the point where you can pop out. And that's literally what happens. So you'll insert the tool down into the space. You'll push the red aluminum anodized knob, and that forces the tool to extend, compressing the springs. You don't want to cover the knob, because the knob's going to come out. And you're just going to get that in there, push, control the situation so the knob doesn't fall out and then bounce on the floor and damage the face of the cylinder. But that's how these work. If you're buying a fancy pickle fork, you certainly know how to take them apart, would be my guess. The instructions say, observe. The RY36 is used to quickly and effortlessly remove the locking cylinders from Kwikset's popular 400 series key and knob locks. This would be, a 400 series. I understand it to be the absolute biggest seller of knob locks in the history of mankind. And I heard a statistic one time, literally, not long ago, that they ship 1 million of them a day, is what I heard. And I don't, obviously, it's really hard to rationalize 1 million knob locks a day. But maybe not so. How many urban areas? How many non-urban areas? How many times do you need permanent locks or temporary locks on a job? We would ship out cases of Kwikset Tylo, the knob design, 400Ts just to be used as construction locks. Residential track housing, they're going to use this as the permanent lock. Because the Kwikset is actually a company, I believe, that has, and this is not a Kwikset video, but the tools for Kwikset, I believe that Kwikset actually has a heritage that dovetails into locksmithing as much as it does, or as known as a entry-level, low-cost, perhaps low-quality type of lock. They have the provision of doing construction keying. They've got their smart key stuff. They've got their Titan series stuff. And that all dovetails into the world of locksmithing, and therefore engineering of the concepts of how locks will work intelligently when it comes to mechanical key security. Moving forward, so the instructions say, observe the spindle extending out of the back of the key and knob assembly. Pull out the round spindle from the knob lock. Line up the tab on the round spindle with the slot and depress the retainer. What they're saying is you can see that this black feature right here at the tip of my finger that I'm touching, it's not lined up. You've got to take this, you've got to tip it so it's lined up completely, so it's straight. Then you'll be able to depress the spring-loaded retainer down here. A small little slotted screwdriver will let you get in there and pull it forward. Then that will come out. Sometimes people will use a needle nose to get in there and just grab that and pull it out. No big deal. Then you've got access to the inside of the lock. Insert the tip of the RY36 into the opening at the base of the knob lock where the lock's spindle has been removed. Slide the tool into the opening all the way. Push in on the tool's red handle until the cylinder pops out. Do not hold your hand over the face of the cylinder when trying to remove it. Remove the cylinder from the face of the knob. Super easy to come out, and that's just how this tool works. If this was my tool, I would be demonstrating it, and I will demonstrate the actual tool in the future should I have many pickle forks. So investing in a high-quality tool like this ends up not being necessary because I know how to use the tool without damaging the lock at all. So now, Rytan, a company that is steeped in exceptional quality when it comes to locksmithing equipment, most especially their key duplicating machine. Their RY100, their RY200, their stuff, their line voltage, low voltage. I have an RY200, and it's a battleship. The equipment, you get the impression that this has 100% duty cycle, that it's meant to be turned on and run all day long. Incredibly impressive build quality from Rytan. Also incredibly impressive from them is their technical support. I have called over there to find out how their punch machine can be converted from cutting quickset to interchangeable, small format interchangeable core, and the person I spoke to could rattle those 9 part numbers off right from here. And you know, if you're a locksmith, you obviously know Rytan and the other names of those flagship key machines. If you're somebody who doesn't work in the area of locksmithing, but you have need to duplicate keys, you might run 1,000 apartment buildings. And I would say at that point that having those key machines that you're going to see used in those applications are well worth the cost because they're simple, they're straightforward, they're robust, and they're going to work predictably and reliably. The ability to tailor in the trace dog to the cutting head so that you're accurately cutting keys. I've been able to dial it to such a tight, and every cutter is not a perfect circle. It'll have high points and low points, but you can dial it into where you are literally just exposing the imperfection in the circumference or the diameter of the cutting wheel itself. Such a great quality tool. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Rytan products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog, which there's not that many items. They do have some specialty tools like the RY36. They have lots of lock picks and things of that nature, a part of locksmithing that I don't delve into. And then you also, not always, but you usually will get a really thick product catalog of all the Rytan tools. Something great to have around just to look at. You know, and the truth of the matter is I've probably thrown 100 of these away because when you buy an RY200 key machine or even an RY36, you're not going to be buying another one for a while because they just last forever. An investment well worth the upfront cost. Any questions on the RY36 by Rytan or any other Rytan product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.